Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Oh, what a night. Ah, man. I'm feeling it, though. This is a beautiful night in Delaware, man. Got the best coffee ever made right here. French vanilla coffee going through my veins. And enjoying every bit of it and sitting here with my PS5. I wonder, could it get better than this? Oh yeah, but I'm going to take this for right now. Things are relatively peaceful. But you know what, though? I still got to do my thing because it is past 10 right now. So, welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio!
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses, so don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Can't get enough of that whole theme song, baby. And it feels so good to be here. It is episode 302 in the 302, aka the land of the three counties, my homeland, Delaware. And I am J-Man, of course, and welcome to the J-Man Show. So I hope you all have been doing fine since last we gathered and spoke. I mean, I know I have been. Things have been kind of, but they have gotten better. And I'm loving the way things are shaping up. I mean, I'm back at it again. I'm active with a lot of things. And, this is more or less like that depth of the soul rising sort of feel that I'm going through. And the truth is that within the right time, because I got a lot of work to do. I ain't got time to be out of the game and all that jazz. I'm glad that some of you actually heard what I was saying and resonated with me about, like, the algorithm and all that stuff. But, much like anything, it's something that I'm going to have to face, and I'm going to win this one out. And I know what you guys at my side on these things, we're all going to go ahead and get where we need to be at. And as we should, because, we lost a lot of icons going into the new 20s. And I'm going to be honest with you, who would have thought that Pee Wee Herman would be one of them? You know what I mean? The man was inspirational in comedy and, like, his characterization of Pee Wee. I even wanted to go see a Pee Wee show not too long ago. His stand-ups and all. Paul Reubens was a master, man. He was a comedy master. A legend. And, like, I try not to talk too much about, like, celebrity deaths entirely. But the thing about it is, all these people here at one point, despite what they go through as people, they left a mark in certain things, especially when it was about the art. And the way I looked at it from time to time, I hope that I've done the same thing regarding what I have done. Because we all want to be out there. We all want to be the icons. We all want to have our faces everywhere. People seeing us, signing autographs and all. I've done that one time in one of the seasons of the J-Man Show. And people just loved what I was saying and what I was doing. And not to mention, like, a lot of people still do. And, growth is coming. It just isn't coming as quick because, see, a lot of these social media networks know that the next rising star. Probably won't be able to control them as much. They're trying to do this as a way to keep like the mainstream A-listers from feeling a certain way. So what they'll do is they'll charge us for it. They'll charge us for the resource. They'll charge us for, to grow our stuff. And if we're anything worth our salt, the system could work around us to get where we need to be. But it's always like that shot in the dark. And to be honest with you, it's moments like that where you feel very disillusioned sometimes. Like, we all have our crosses to bear and we all have our things to deal with. Disillusionment is one of the biggest ones next to failure, and then also being sullen. Like, there are people who cry about things, and then there are people who are really angry about things. You know what category I am if you paid attention. But the thing about it is that I'm not an abusive angry with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll keep it focused on the situation or the person that caused the problem. I'll never displace my anger. And, like, there are people who get lumped up all into that stuff, too. And the ones that get lumped up into it, because they did something wrong, it's almost like a conga line, isn't it? If you don't have control over yourself. That's when you got to break away from people. Like, you really got to get away from people. You really got to figure out what is getting you into this way. Soul searching, if you will. Like, really pay attention to all of you. This is where, like, a lot of times you don't keep up appearances. You take the time to really see what you're all about. And, you got to really give yourself plenty of time and stuff. Like, I see it all the time where people talk about they're on spiritual journeys, they're discovering themselves, they're, whatever the talk in town tells you it is, okay, by that merit, that's about that. You can believe them. But you see, the thing about it is the ones that really go through it, the ones that really see themselves, the ones that really notice, like, when they're there for the good and the bad and all, those are the ones that are really healing. Some of the people say that stuff and they don't do anything. Or they lay in bed for a while and all that jazz. Or they procrastinate on their work. And, it's a response to something. I'm not trying to say that it's a bad thing. I mean, I remember, like, last episode, people were coming at me trying to tell me that I was being sexist, I was being rude. Or, like, oh, yeah, too bad, men, blah, blah, blah. And trying to make fun. That is until I started hitting them with facts and started telling them exactly about themselves and saying, like, my opinion doesn't pay for the rent in your house. Why are you allowing it to live rent-free in your head? Why do you care like that? Mattel doesn't care about how you feel. They care about your money. Like, if you're a rising star on things, they care about the money that you make for them. And they'll do whatever they can to control you, manipulate you, and whatever. And then, of course, like, everybody has an opinion because, well, opinions are weighed more than facts, right? No, opinions are fluff. Facts actually have weight. Facts tell you what is. Not how it should be, not how it would be, not how it could be. The fact is that, guess what? Yes, one post managed to reach about 1K users out there. And the next post managed to reach only 3. Yes, there are moments where, like, timing counts, and then they're always changing the algorithm, so it's a random shot. It could be all those kind of things. But then you also have to realize something, and I kind of lost face about this, and I took the time to really think about it. When the fuck did I start caring all about this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, my fans and my subscribers and my viewers and listeners, they came on their own because I kept coming back. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you're working out, you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to lose all this weight. Yeah, I'm going to have all my muscles together. I'm going to be swole by such and such amount of time. When at the same time, that destination you planted for yourself has come, and you didn't lose any weight. Or even worse, you lost a little bit of weight, but you got so smug about it that you stopped working out and actually gained more weight. It's all about like this, okay? We all, as creators, have temperaments of different kinds. And the truth is, disillusionment is the one I usually see because, like, think about it, guys. I always talk about society, right? Like, why society is a problem sometimes. Like, why it seems like immoral action is favored more than moral action. Immoral is a little different because it's neither good nor bad. But you see, like, say, like, if you get money or whatever. You need money, especially to survive in a capitalist land like this. You do need that money. But say, like, immoral, doing a whole bunch of vices and stuff like that just for e-cred and attention and just for people to be like, that's pretty funny, man. And the person that laughed at that stuff is probably tanked off his ass or has no idea what the hell's going on. And, it is what it is. But, hey, guess what? As long as those increments are up, it doesn't really matter who's looking, right? Think about it. From time to time, we all act like that. And truth be told, some of us will never know our real deepest and purest fans. And it happens from time to time. But when I think about it a lot, I never was sad or cried about the stuff. There were moments where I was like very annoyed and sullen. And then there was sometimes I was disenfranchised. Like, why the hell should I even make art for people? Because it says something. That's why. Art is an argument. No matter what it is. Like, a long time ago, it became all this other stuff where it's clout and all this other pushing. And, like, at the end of the day, or guess what? It aligns with something to go ahead and further another market appeal or whatever. Like, say, like, fan art and all that kind of stuff. But if you want to be the new icon and stuff like that, you gotta go to work. You gotta bust your ass. And the truth is, if you're satisfied about it, cool, whatever, work again. Like, that's what it was always about. It was always about, like, you know what? Hey, no, nothing to celebrate right now. This was done. Cool, whatever, let's go. Kind of like Jamiversary happened, but I had to take that week. And that was a good thing, because let me just tell you this, man. Baldness runs in the family, right? And I've been keeping my wonderful black hair for quite some time. I am not going to try to look like Obama in the last days of his term, all grayed out and, or look like Charlie Brown or any of that stuff, like my hair's falling out and all that crap. No. We ain't going out like that. So, you got to have a little time to yourself, but you got to be ready to work when you get back, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just nature of the beast. Like, when I thought about the career and all this stuff where I've been going, and I thought about, like, the event videography and all that, it was like, I'm pretty good at what I do. I don't need any of that other stuff. Like, those that have been paying attention, great. Those that like me for me, also great. That's how I know you're real. That's how I know, like, one way or another, that this is really working out the way it's supposed to. When I said that it wasn't working out, it's because of social media. And at best, social media is supposed to be a tool. Social media is supposed to grow stuff. And for a while there it was. And then all of a sudden I saw what I needed to see, and I got pissed about it. And then, like, I saw, like, certain other things happening, or certain other people being pushed across, and they ain't nowhere near as cool as J-Man is and stuff like that, but maybe they got a bigger bankroll, who knows? But at the same time, it's like, I'm looking at that stuff and I'm thinking, Disillusionment came in and I should have knocked it the fuck out. Because as always, I like to reference to the past sometime, but there are moments where, like, the past is the past. The past proves that I was very determined about everything, and I never gave up. I kept on going. It was never about the listens. It was never about the downloads. It was never about all that stuff. It was about I had something to say. You know what I mean? People take things for granted. People love to be lied to. Oh, come on. Now, I know some of y'all will probably disagree with me about that, but because you say, well, honesty is the best policy. Everybody likes to be honest. All my friends are honest. Whatever the hell gets your point across. Yeah. Yada, yada, yada. Lots of people can't handle the truth. They love being lied to. Oh, yeah, that dress will fit you nicely. Oh, yeah, that's a good purchase. Oh, yeah, this is a grand investment here. Oh, yeah, you go ahead and you try to get into that money pit that you'll never get out of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, use your credit card even though you got that 0.35 percentage on it. Yeah. And you complain about being broke all the time. Deep down on the inside, it's like this. You gotta look within, and you gotta know if you have a problem, you need to go take care of that problem. You need to go fix that problem. You need to go ahead and say, like, all right, look, this is not going to happen right now. This is going to have to hold off into the future, so leave that over there. You got to do what you can now. The base is an important thing right now. the fans know where to go. Lots of you out there have asked me, is it okay to share the Jam Show? Of course it is. Is it okay to share any of the J360 shows? Of course it is. That's how I grow. Like, it's the same thing if I ask you if it's okay for me to share your track. You know, that is the way it works. And you see, the thing is, operating on one side of the spectrum, where there's another side of the spectrum like YouTube and Spreaker and all that stuff, you gotta have your focus, and you gotta go ahead and extend it one way or another. Which one is the main point? Which one is the satellite? You gotta look at it that way sometimes. And how everything has a station to it, and you have to keep it going. You have to do your tidying up and all that stuff. See, other people don't get to do that. When it's your name, when it's your label, your brand, whatever the hell it is, you get the responsibilities of doing all of the dirty work. You have to maintain that credibility. That is up to you. That's the whole perks of being a leader. And a leader never asks if he's liked. A leader never asks how to lead and all that stuff. A leader is supposed to make the best decision for the staff, the brand, and of course the cast. That's why a lot of directors, if anything, I'm sure they go through counseling and all this other stuff. And yeah, like there are times where we want to get away from everything. We want to go ahead and let automation do what it's supposed to do. So in a way, AI is kind of our fault. But you also realize this. So social media, so is the way that all these vices are out of check and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of responsibility in that. But I'm not trying to hit you guys with that right now. Because it's like this, you know? I hit you with that 2 episodes ago. Right now, this is about your mindset. This is about, like, when you deal with, in my case, disillusion and being sullen. What is your zest for life? What is the mission? What's the whole thing? You know? That's what keeps me alive. And I remembered all of it. Even when I gave a lot of you guys that new schedule today, yes, that is the new design of the schedule, and that is the original J360 Productions theme. Right there. I was like, yeah, come back strong. Show these people who the hell I am. And not to mention who the hell Alan is, and other people that, I'm not going to mention the others that will work with us in J360, because you know what? They're behind the scenes. But most of the time, you know, it's like, with me and Al, though, we operate in the front and the back, and we do what we need to do to get this stuff out to you guys. And we always try to figure out, like, what the best way of approach is. And sometimes there are no answers. You just have to shoot for it. It's kind of like, you guys like Spider-Verse, right? It's a leap of faith. And a lot of us have been shafted with our faith. A lot of us have been shafted with our positive thinking. There's such a thing as toxic positivity now. The best way to combat toxic positivity is to go through a rainy moment. Is to go through moments where you have low energy and all sorts of spiteful and negative moments in your life. Which is why a lot of people say, I don't like feeling this way. I don't like doing that stuff. But it's a part of life. Trust me, I don't like it when I snap out and all that kind of stuff. I don't like it when, but I know what the hell I'm doing. I take full responsibility when I say it. Or like when I go ahead and say, you know what, you're a fucking moron. You know, things like that. It's because that's how I feel and that's what I mean. And I know, whenever, I go off the deep end about things, some of y'all probably feel that way, and that's good on you. You need to be honest about it. I'm not telling you to choke on your words and stuff. But, at the end of the day, when I speak out hey, guess what? I have an opinion about certain popular movies that you may not like. I have an opinion about, politics that you may not like. Or I have an opinion about what happened at this moment that you may not like. And you're just going to have to deal with it, just like I have to deal with yours. Or, when I'm speaking facts and it's definitely something you don't like, you're just going to have to deal with it. Like I'm going to have to deal with yours. It's called the human experience for a reason. But quite a lot of us, because we're so used to using the block button, the mute button, and all these other things that, once again, isolate us. And then we wonder why we can't meet people from time to time. Look at yourself. Look at how toxic you became. I had to look at how toxic I became. And the truth is that you're only human. I mean, damn, punch you, you bleed. Punch me, you get punched in the face. And then it's a fight. because I don't tolerate that stuff. I am not polite like that. I look at people who do that stuff all the time, and I'm like, I don't know how the hell you go about it like that, because I ain't going to be letting people punch me. That's just, I don't give a damn how free the world is and how unified we are. It ain't going to happen. We're going to have feats of strength at that moment. But what I say about disillusionment, like, you know, some of y'all hesitate to draw. I know I did for a while, and then, like, I learned, you know, fuck it. Let's just do it. And, you know, like, I might not be at Alex Ross's level, but if I stick to this, I'll definitely be at my level. I'll definitely be where I need to be, and that's good enough. Or like, oh, hey, I can do all that. Oh, the hell with that. I want to do it for me. You understand what I'm saying? Just like anything else, just like making this content for you guys, just like really having this deep conversation with you all. It's like, well, I was always better than quite a lot of the people that surround me on this kind of stuff. The thing is that once again, it's hard because, well, the game has changed, and I had to change with it, and lots of new is coming. The shows that are here, though, you know, from the J-Man show to the Mini Bites. The Mini Bites is a very important show because it tells you what you need to know and get you ready for the week. This show leads into, like, what is going on with J360 Productions and more, because I tell you, you know, get you thinking, understanding, like, you know, don't take things for granted. Don't give in to celebrity worship too much. Or at the same time, don't let the news bother you by telling you that you have no options. You have options, and one of the options is listening to the news. Or even listening to the J-Man show, which I thank a lot of you guys for doing. And I always will. Because while this is my story, I also talk about what goes on in real life. There's a lot of scum out here, isn't it? And there's a lot of people out here that have no integrity, which is why I made that episode a long time ago. I stand by it. And then I also realize, you know, I like my friends. I like the Jam Fam. I like the associates that I know and have met. And I like a lot of the people around here. But, you know, guess what? You can't help me with my flaws and stuff. That is me. Okay? That's responsibility. I get to deal with that. Because I deal with me all the time. And it's not always me. It's the fact that, you know, think about it in your mind. Don't you deal with yourself all the time? And sometimes you wish there was a place you could run to, right? To get away from everything. Well, get away from something for a while, but don't stay there. You can't run from everything. You see what I'm saying? So that's why disillusionment, if you don't check it, it's going to ruin everything that you work hard on. The past ain't even going to matter anymore because you just wiped out everything. You know? Order 66, the whole damn thing. And it feels good. Trust me, it feels really good to nuke stuff sometimes. To really let people know exactly where you're coming from and say, yeah, I don't need any of this stuff. You get the hell out of my sight, yada, yada, yada. But then there's the time where, you know, that could be handled differently. This didn't need to happen. And sometimes you're dealing with people who are going through that same mindset, but they don't know how to handle it any more than you do. Like how, remember, if there are things that you're going for, there's always going to be somebody out there that's a lot more arrogant and ruthless than you are. Like, you can match them and everything, but they don't have no character and stuff like that. So they go as far and think that they're the biggest and baddest on the street. Oh boy, do I surprise them. The whole point is this. Sometimes the best thing is just be good to each other. Another thing is to remember where your mindset is. If you can't be sociable at that moment, don't try to be sociable. If you can help it. And then at the same time, we're all going through something. I'm sure that quite a lot of us has lost more than what we have gained over these last few months or so. If we dump it down to like just this year alone, I've lost quite a lot. And the truth is that I'm not upset about it because I can rebuild. I can go right here for a better mark on things, but at the same time, I'm going to need all of me to do it. And I'm going to need like quite a lot of people for what they believe in. Do they believe in J360 Productions? Well, they're going to find out. At least this new iteration of it. Got to run with it. And yeah, usually I go about making the funny and the comedy jokes, but sometimes you need to think. You need to know, like, this is not the end. It never was. This isn't over. Even with all these writer strikes and actor strikes and all these other things, it's really about integrity. If you really get to the point. And money. But like I said before, you shouldn't worry about AI and stuff like that. And at the same time, what kind of sick jerk would go ahead and say, like, an AI can do all the work and all that stuff without thinking that, once again, an AI needs to be maintained. And once again, like, you know, stuff needs to be maintained. Like, yeah, you can get machines to do it, but wouldn't it be better if you had a team? Wouldn't it be better if we stopped going into, like, futures that we have seen on TV and in screens and read in books and all that kind of stuff? Wouldn't it be better if we actually appreciated one another? Like, you don't have to be friends, but at the same time, there was always respect. Not spreading rumors, not giving into enablers, not giving into false pretenses and all that. Enjoying our journeys, still going on the way of the destination. A lot of people know my destination, but at the same time, I'm enjoying the journey. I'm still in the 302, for goodness sakes. But I love it. Delaware is home. It's not that bad. I remember somebody trying to make a whole lot of pot jokes about it, and I called them out on their behavior, and they ain't say nothing. Because despite the flaws and everything, I love it. You know? It's kind of like those of you out there that complain about rent in New York, but you love New York, don't you? It's like those of you that complain about rent in Washington or over there in Cali, but you love it, don't you? You see? If you answered yes to any of that stuff, you fight to keep it, right? You fight to keep your lifestyle. Just like everything about me. I love every damn thing I do. And the truth is that, like, making this work here, it's a labor of love. That's what it's all about. Doing jams, then guess what? If there are certain people that act like they're better than jams, which in case that's their opinion, because that's not a fact, mind you, then I will find others. Quite a lot of things. Nobody wants to feel as though that they're replaceable, but in life and in social circles and all that kind of stuff, yeah, they can be. And you just got to have enough faith to figure it out. Like, you know, that ex-girlfriend that you might whine about, or that ex-boyfriend you might whine about, like, they can be replaced too. You just hold on to them too much to the point where you just will not make that movement. And it's going to be hard. I don't give a damn. All this stuff is friggin' hard. But it needs to be done. Otherwise, you're going to be pining for somebody who left. Left of their own volition. Left because you weren't shaping up the par for them. And that's their whole thing. Let them go. Or like the whole thing about the clout. Or like, you know, red flags all over the place. But remember when I said that we as a people like to be lied to? We try to overlook those red flags. We try to think we can change people. We try to think we can change certain things. The only thing that you are capable of changing at all, if anything, is your own underwear. That is it. That is about the only thing that you can change. You can't change somebody else and stuff like that. You know, and with training, you could probably change oil and things, but nah. Once again, that's your responsibility. And that's the whole point about that stuff. Like, and then you realize the disillusionment, the negativity, and all that stuff, it comes from you. And chances are it could be something psychological. It could be something like deep in your recesses that you did not master and take control over, you know, that gets you in those moods. And I figured me out a long time ago. I mean, all those art competitions, all those times of actually just proving that my work is good, all of that kind of stuff. I remember it. Had some good outcomes, had some bad outcomes, but I was fucking there. I can at least say that. And then, like, even here in the grand internet stage, Like when you go up there and you show a new episode, or you go ahead and upload a video to YouTube, and then right then and there it's telling you about your analytics, like how many people reacted to this and how many times they saw it, did they like it, all that kind of stuff. That's a lot for one mind to deal with. And even though our minds are capable of doing multiple functions and multiple computations, if you're in the green or you're in the red, you feel a certain way about it. You know what I'm saying? For once, I actually looked into like the mindset of my fellows out here to see exactly what those scorecards are. And keep in mind, I haven't uploaded anything to YouTube since, the Power Play 46, which was a pretty good trial episode. I'm going to give you a full one this week. But I was like, yeah, I see how somebody could really feel bad about that. Like if they put a lot of their video effects and music and everything, like a great arrangement of everything, but it didn't get liked and it didn't get anything new to it. Or like, and you're wondering there's something wrong with you, or how the hell did you end up on an island all by yourself? And it sucks. I agree with you at this point. I do. But you see, here's another thing. Also how you promote it. Also the short form content. Also like, hey, you know what? This is the first time this damn thing has been active for a while. Kind of like, let's say, for those of us that work remotely, by the way, it's great, isn't it? Like, you don't worry about gas unless you have to. Which, by the way, gas is now an issue again. Prices are going up. They're going to go up anyway. We're getting closer to Labor Day. So just remember that. But the thing about this is, right? Like, what I'm saying is, how can I put it? If you don't take care of your car, like say like if you haven't driven your car in a while, like when's the last time quite a lot of y'all driven your car? If you don't drive your car for a while, the engine takes time to combust, don't it? You know what I'm saying? Like the oil, all that stuff takes some time to get circulated because it hasn't been in use in a while, right? Right. So you got to think this. This is the first time that your channel has been in use since you went on hiatus, you went away, life got in the way, whatever. And it's going to take some time for that. Like, the numbers might drop off. You have not been active. So, once again, that's where that little bit of responsibility comes into play. So, to keep it functioning, to keep it going, you got to keep those fires burning. And sometimes the best way to keep a fire burning is, like, when you could syndicate to it. Or you could take, like, maybe 2 days to keep it going, 3 days, whatever. It takes a while to maintain these sites. Like, such as like J360productions.com, which, don't you worry, lots of cool stuff's coming for that. But, this is what I mean. If that thing's not being used like anything, it's going to fade away. So you got to go ahead, you got to kickstart it up, and then all of a sudden you got to keep it going. So we got to keep all the energy and stuff that we put into it. It's all about a chain, if you will. And while I'm working on home base and all that jazz, I'm sure a lot of you guys are figuring this stuff out as you go too. Like, it was fun for what it was, right? Remember when things were fun? And I always bring this up. Things can be fun again. Even here with a pandemic and toxic friggin' political shit. Like, all that stuff right there. Like, yeah, I talk politics, baby. I'm not afraid to. You know why? Because it's history in real time. All that stuff that, once again, society or the culture tells you not to talk about, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get it out of the way. What you got to lose? You already got somewhere. If you got your own home, even better. Like when the news comes up and tells you how impossible it is for you to buy a house and stuff. That's what they say, but there's always options. The thing is that once again, you got to break the grain on things. You got to break that mold. Okay? Because they want us all to think the same, talk the same, and be complacent. Like, you don't have anything, so you just stay there. That ain't working for me. That's why I said to hell with that and started doing my own thing. Whatever happened to doing your own thing? Remember a long time ago, doing your own thing was the only thing that mattered because it was your own thing and you knew what you were coming across doing? That's what we need to normalize. Need to bring that back. Be a free thinker. Like when I do these kind of episodes here, I'm not going to tell you that you're going to be an immediate success. I'm going to tell you results may vary, but at least you were true to who you were, right? Like at the end of the day, my ex-girlfriend's gone. Quite a lot of people in the Jam fam are gone. Quite a lot of people I'll never talk to again because of the algorithm. Quite a lot of sadness has happened. But I'm still fucking alive, and I'm still amazing as can be, and I'm awesome as hell. And I ain't going down without a fight. I'll be fighting forever. Just like what my old friend said one time. She said, you fight in your sleep. Because I always got a battle, man. And the truth is that, I'll go out in a blaze of glory before I ever say die. I don't give a damn about a lot of that stuff. But I remember it because, yeah, it's what I lost. And maybe it's a good damn thing. Maybe disillusionment could be like the most unintentional wake-up call you ever friggin' needed. Maybe like, hey, let's just go ahead and work out instead of trying to kill ourselves to get summer bodies and crap. How about we get an every year body? How about we get better every fucking time? You know what I mean? Like, I might not have 3.5 subscribers on YouTube, but it's coming. I might not have 3.5 subscribers here on Spreaker, but it's coming. I mean, I have quite a lot of downloads, so that's pretty cool. But let me just say this, though. Like, if you want to subscribe to J360 Radio, please do. If you want to subscribe to J360 TV, please do. If you want to be on Jams, please do. But the thing about it is, remember, you're going to be working with me. And however I am, it's because I got a lot to say. It's not about pleasing people. It's about actually having stories to tell you and something to say. And I have quite a lot. But I'm doing it for this episode because I want you guys to have some introspective. I want you guys to think about things and then put it into motion. Not overthink. Overthinking is terrible. Overthinking is what keeps disillusionment going on. But when you think, you look in your soul, and you realize what you have done was right, lots of people will disagree with you, but you got a level playfield. You have to do things sometime. And I'm not saying use people. Note, I've never said anything about people. I'm talking about you. You, the individual, always comes first. That's what matters. And here's another thing. Disagree with stuff. Like, if you see, like, certain things that you don't agree with, whether it be about the writer's strike or any of that stuff, go ahead and disagree. You might have a legitimate argument. Art usually is an argument about normal conventions. That's what art used to be. Now everything's the same. Like, if you notice this, like, all these icons that, once again, when they die and we go R.I.P., R.I.P., well, we believed in their art, right? And the thing is that they spoke out about things and they presented a new way. Didn't they? Look at us. We pretty much got, like, a wasteland of things. We try to go ahead and do a deconstruction of everything and got the Tumblr art style floating everywhere in every damn cartoon. Like, what is this? Life in the world is about vibrant, and it's about variety, and it's about multiple feelings. And not to mention different kinds of thinking. When I say those things, it's like, look, we can do better than this. But those of us in the independent game, we need to not worry about the stuff that goes on in the mainstream game. We have to keep pushing ourselves. And it's not always about which one has like the more of a following than the other one and stuff like that. It should be about what the hell you bring to the table. Do you do enough? So it's little things to think about when it comes to that. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys an introspective. I wanted you guys to think more this time. And then, next week, depending on what happens, because that Lizzo story is not fully developed yet. Man, I cannot stand that woman. I really can't. Like, I tried to get into her music one time, and it just didn't happen. And now that I see, like, she's getting sued, I'm like, oh, well, damn. And it's sad, too. The woman tried to take down Bananas with it. It's gross, man. It's just, like, Yeah, that's another damn thing. Y'all need to be aware of certain things. Like, these celebrities that you idolize, they might be fucking gross. Anyway, I got to get on out of here, but let me just let you guys know this. Jam 73 is happening tomorrow. I have an idea for Jam 74. It's experimental, but I want you guys to remember this. Don't send me anything for Jam 74, all right? Don't do it. I got this one. Okay? Oh, it's going to be good. But till then, wait, no. Once again, I got today mixed up with Thursday. We're not on the alt schedule. Damn it. Well, it is going to happen on Friday. So Jam 73 is happening on Friday, but the Power Play 47 is happening tomorrow. And I think we're going to continue with some RoboCop versus the Terminator, or we're going to see how long I last in Mortal Kombat 10. Yeah, man, we going old school with this one. Like, you just have no idea. But here's the thing, though. I want to thank all of you for tuning in and listening to me tonight. Like I say, if you want to subscribe, please do. Or, like, I'm across all podcast networks. So, anytime you find a J360 radio show, that is me. So, hey, whatever your choice is. But until then, no, this is J-Man signing off. You guys take care for me. Peace.